knocks him back.
Yep.
And takes it from
Mitchell's
there.
ready to go. Jack Steele's ready to go. Paddy Ryder's ready to go. We are ready to go. First quarter at the MCG. We'll see you at quarter time.
Starts to the season. Out of the middle of the ground, it's the Hawks going forward through O'Meara first. A deep kick over the head of Lewis. Gunston's there. Ball pitches. Dylan Moore's been dangerous. Got one in the back, and he'll get the first shot directly in front. He's becoming a very handy player. More than that for Hawthorn. Was fourth in their best and fairest last year. Goals in his past 8 games. He should make that 9. Inside the opening minutes. Moore delivers for Hawthorn. There's an imposing start. So Moore, one of those players that found his way through very good form in the VFL with Box Hill to get more opportunities in the senior lineup, and now an established player within that lineup and contributing from week to week.
Just good forward craft here by Moore. Got to the right spot, the drop of the ball, strong, and then copped the push in the back and finished nicely. Brett Ratton would not be happy with that. Richmond did it to the Saints last week. A goal straight out of the centre bounce. It's happened again.
That took 36 seconds. That one, as Lingy pointed out last week, they had 2 goals inside the first minute. The Tigers against the Saints as Jimmy Webster. Interesting sort of kick that was. It was a double-handed drop. Now he's going to try and get back on his left. Squeeze the handle out to Patton. Look at the Hawthorn pressure. Brilliant tackle. Had to be rewarded. And Dylan Moore's got it again.
And you love that. What a start. Just didn't give up on the tackle. Nailed it beautifully.
Fourth in their best and fairest last year, Dylan Moore. That's a challenging kick to make. He made it look easy. Back-to-back goals, Dylan Moore. That is a high degree of difficulty from that range. There is very little margin for error in that kick, and Dylan Moore, it's happened again to the Saints. They've been jumped 2 goals in very quick succession to open Sunday afternoon footy.
Fair start. It's nice when it works like that. Brilliant play. Well, great tackle again from Dylan Moore. And then what about the kick? The snap was superb. 2 goals. Taking them 80 seconds of playing time this week. Last week it was 34 seconds. So at least the Saints have slowed them up a touch, the opposition.
Ryder goes up, Reeves the tap down. Crouch for St Kilda will get the clearance. Kicks to half forward. Hill the target. Jath overcommitted. Hill's dangerous. He kicks towards King. Can't take the mark. O'Meara back there. Gets it to Day. To Jath. O'Meara out to the southern side. Here's Moore again. He's everywhere. His hand pass misses 2 targets really. Howe and Mitchell. Mitchell cleaned it up. Jath, Day, Sicily.
Look at the run. CJ bursting out of defence, and that part of his game is getting better and better by the minute, it feels, with Chankwath Jath. Beautiful kick. O'Meara's had a fair bit of early footy. This is disposal number 4. Newcomb didn't see it coming, and Battle nailed him. Strong effort, Josh Battle.
They're going to have to do that, Dus, all day. Be up on the Hawks players. The Hawks players will give you a chance to press and create a turnover because they want to move it so quick off half back. But you're going to have to be sharp with it, and Josh Battle was on that occasion.
Wanganeen-Milera found Crouch, jammed up against the boundary line, and now they just pick their way through this zone. Jack Steele, such an impressive player he's become. Fine captain. Ryan Marshall down the line. Ryder. It's a powerful combination of the 2 big men. There's Marshall. Went after it at ground level. Strong tackle applied on Dan Butler.
Thanks, guys. Rux. Ned, Paddy.
So Ryder and Reeves engage. Ryder, brilliant tap work. Gresham curling. Magnificent all round. Craftsmanship. What a goal. He's done it many a time before, Paddy Ryder, even against the Saints, going back a few years when he sent one down the throat of Robbie Gray. And now Gresham with the brilliant finish to match the mastery in ruck.
Oh, this is just elite by Paddy Ryder. What about that for silver service? And then Jade Gresham, even with the silver service, the degree of difficulty there, does. That is an incredible goal.
High quality start to this game. Look at Ryder, he's gifted with his touch, and look at that again. He found Steele right on the chest. Mitchell was all over it.
Ned Reeves has got his hands full today, hasn't he? Just Ryder each time he's getting his hands on it, not just a little bit, he's getting it cleanly to his advantage, team's advantage.
Yeah, Reeves did well then. That was a heavy collision. Howe came charging in. Slick handball came back out to Sinclair. Bombs at the Max King direction. Did well, Max. Jath, I reckon he's gone. And that will please Brett Ratton to see Max King's follow-up tackle effort there. Puts it out in the Marshall direction. Got edged underneath it. Granger Barash, the young gun. Hardwick. Going to think their way through it. Bradley Hills, an opportunist. Membry, can he keep it in? He can't.
I'll take it. Paddy, Ned. Thanks, guys.
Reeves takes front position. Ryder stalks him from behind. They share it down to the front. Windhager, hand pass, Membry, high to the pocket. Jath launches, springs in his heels, but can't bring it in.
So this is the challenge here for the Hawks midfielders and defenders, the small ones. Because Ryder is so dominant at the moment, you've got to have an awareness of where your opponent is, but you can't become too reactive and be sitting on your heels a bit. Got to get the balance right.
Reeves reaches over the top. O'Meara harassed by Windhager. Good tackle, good pressure. Membry tees it up towards the hot spot. Wood flies, couldn't quite complete the mark. Hawthorn trying to emerge. Frost hand passes poor. Sinclair can send it back in. Off to Battle, he's lost the handle on it. Warple under pressure, knocked off it by Sinclair. Nash was clean to Frost, and now it comes through Ward to Morrison.
Got some runners here, the Hawks. Jarman Impey, welcome back. Much loved to the Hawthorn Footy Club, Jarman Impey. Mitchell Lewis had the A1 position and he got rid of his opponent, Dougal Howard. Centering kick, well read defensively. Jimmy Webster got in front of Moore. Follow-up running from O'Meara was superb. He's pushed a long way, Josh Ward, in his first season, bundled off it. Gang tackling from the Hawks. Out the back, Warpool, Lewis, can he trap it? He did well, the big man. Thought about the handball, just couldn't get enough bend on it. High pressure game, Lingy.
Oh, it is. That was Mason Wood's effort down the other end of the ground. A great leap, but yeah, it's a hot footy, but both teams wanting to take it on and straight away from the kick out.
Lienitz finds his target. Steele, who's got Membry running hard. He's got Hill in support. 3 times a Hawthorn premiership player. He goes to King. Beautiful movement from one end of the ground to the other.
So let's hope this pace keeps up. The Hawks are running and attacking in waves down the ground, but going back the other way, they just got caught out there. The Saints got out the back. You can see there, just options everywhere. And Brad Hill would have thought about running it further, but took the right option and hit up Max King nicely.
He's kicked 8 of his 9 goals in second half, so he's just taken a little while to get going in matches. How about today? He's made an early statement. That's ominous for Hawthorn. So King now into double-figure goals this season. And every St Kilda fan watching on must be so delighted with the talent he brings to the table.
And the confidence is just growing, Al. He believes he's the main man now. It's just brilliant ball movement from St Kilda. Risky kick out. Jack Steele knew as soon as he marked that, he'd have players out the back and options everywhere. Clever by Membry. Give it to the runner. And Max King, he knows he's the main man in that forward line now.
Marshall this time guided it down to Steele. Loves to take them on Gresham. Nice little step. Brilliantly done, Warple. Ricocheted back to Gresham, though. This is Sebros. Steele cuts back in ball, kicked it into his own man. Now they've got some work to do, the Saints. Taken off the foot. He might have been a free kick. Josh Ward was clever.
Straight up.
An impressive young player. He is. Just his 4th AFL game, Josh Ward. Lost a bit of sight of it down there, Mason Wood. Dylan Moore kicked the first 2 goals. And in the first minute and a half, the Hawks can't keep that one in.
It didn't quite work out, Das, but you love that from Gresham. Just, when he does that, it makes the opposition worry. Yes, it probably could have been an earlier kick and gone in deeper inside forward 50, but take them on, take the ground, balk around. It just means that Hawthorn are going to be worrying about him more and more throughout the day.
Reeves the tap. Ross fighting for it. Wanganeen-Milera couldn't find a target. O'Meara did out the back to Morrison. Deep kick inside the 50. Howard clattered into Patton. A chance for Bruce. He took them on. He's in trouble. He was given a lot of leniency there. Sinclair clears. The tumble punch should have been marked. Desperately slapped on by Steele. Marshall to Hill. Again, he runs the southern side. His kick is poor. And Frost intercepts for the Hawks. He's got Howe now on the members' side.
Just checks his run. There's Howe. And then decides Josh Ward had to stand under it, the young man, and he's got plenty of courage. So too this young man in his first season, Connor McDonald, really impressive. Leonard came across from Port Adelaide Power to Howard, who also a former Power player. A good contest between Battle and Howe there. It's the Saints ball though, and he likes to take the game on too. Sebros looks up, Max King down the line, one-on-one with Frost. Big Max is marked at free kick. Take your pick. Oh, look at the kick from Max King. Easiest goal you like coming up for Bradley Hill. What about that from the young gun, Max King? That gets you excited, doesn't it? Contested mark. And then to be able to play on and use the ball like that as a 202-centimetre key forward. Wow.
Just the awareness to go too, Das. He didn't hesitate, and you're right, struck it beautifully. They know they're going to get those chances out the back. Hawthorn are going to let them have that. Max King, wow. There is a reason why we are so excited about Max King. Look at this, he's pretty much sort of out of position there. I think that's a genuine 50-50, maybe slightly disadvantaged. He fought, took the mark, and the awareness to just turn and go and nail the kick to Bradley Hill. Now, Hill's running ability already in this first quarter is causing some big headaches for the Hawks.
No decisive knock. Crouch, kick partially smothered. Nash crashes in. Crouch the tackle. Another ball up. Just allowing him to get forward of the ball as well. He's so dangerous, Lingy.
Yep.
He'd become maligned at St Kilda. Marshall out of the middle. Socket by Hardwick, but into oncoming traffic. Day, Jaff flicked it to Day. He's caught by Butler. Great tackle. Ball dislodged. Long punches it out. Gresham. Beautiful ball. Wanganeen-Milera, one of 7 Indigenous players in the Saints lineup today. Goes to half forward. Membry waited. Sicily didn't collect. Hand pass to Morrison. He's confronted. But great vision to Newcomb. And his kick's a beauty. Finds Lewis.
Mitch Lewis still 2 kicks from home. He's got Gunston on a searching lead. Pretty well defended back there by Wilkie.
Stop.
Hawthorn ball.
Nice team, something 50. Come around.
Moore started this game. Red hot touch. Sure about that kick as Gunston slipped and Wilkie tackle. Bruce probably happy to see that one over. Chance for the players just to draw breath here. It's been breakneck speed this game so far. Love the ability of both sides to back themselves in. They want to take it on. Here's Patton. Crouch saw a little gap. Gresham, Morrison fighting hard for it. Warple scooped it up to Mitchell. John Newcomb's going to have a flying shot towards goal. Not a bad attempt. Couldn't quite get it on line.
Clear right out of the protected area.
Again, Hawthorn just creating those opportunities for themselves in their forward half, just with high pressure. Just relentless at the footy. Create a little half turnover.
Stay back.
They're giving themselves good opportunities for shots at goal. That one not quite on target, but they'll come.
Lean, it's a thumping kick, and that's a magnificent mark.
Hawthorn.
Strong hands from Day. Two young emerging stars, King and Day, involved there, and Day won the day. He goes towards Bruce. Through the hands it goes. So the two number 12s. Plenty of excitement there. Day, who was top 10 in the best and fairest for Hawthorn in 2020. Only 5 games last year due to ankle surgery. Such a talent. Right up, back towards the boundary it goes. So after Hawthorn kicked the opening 2, the Saints with the next 3 and a 4-point lead midway through the first quarter.
Connor Nash alongside Paddy Ryder. He's an interesting athlete, Connor Nash. I mean, playing him as a tool inside midfielder. His running ability is that strong, and at that height you can also do a bit of ruck work as he is now. Bruce released the handball. Scrimshaw, and back there Dougal Howard.
See if the Saints get an opportunity here to go as quick as they did before. They don't even hesitate, do they? Just want to break the game open.
Howard to Wood. Wood, this is important. It gets over long. Membry comes to meet it. Hand pass towards Butler, beautifully read by Jaff. And he spins in a phone box and bangs it forward, but errantly. Ross marks for the Saints. Finds Crouch. And Membry just keeps on working, presenting. His lead is honoured.
So Max King deep left to screen. Far away from this contest. He suggesting they go short and try and get it deep out the back, and numbers back here for the Hawks. There he is. He's one out, but he's holding his ground. So eventually they pull the trigger, but he's got to contend with 2 or 3. Got rid of Sicily unfairly.
And that's the trouble, Dars. Everybody in the ground could see where that kick had to go in the end. All the Hawthorn defenders did. Sicily just needed to take his body, knew he had the help, and in the end drew the free kick. They can't be as predictable as that to King. They need to keep those Hawthorn defenders really honest and accountable, draw them up the ground a little bit, and then get King in the one-on-ones.
Free kick given away there by Max King, but there's a touch of aggression coming through as well on the young man that I'm sure some of the great key forwards of the past will enjoy. Gunston from behind, no free kick, over the top. Mitch Lewis straight through. Gotta love this style of play. The Hawks, from defensive 50 to attacking 50, have become one of the best teams in the competition. It's how Sam Mitchell wants them to play, and occasionally you get goals like that.
Saying St.Kilda don't even hesitate. The Hawks don't, do they? Half a chance to go, they go. Seven inside 50s for the Hawks, 6 scores. So certainly when they get it in there, they are so dangerous. And there's not even a moment's hesitation. They just go as fast as they possibly can, and Mitch Lewis ending up in the goal square. Strong running, good ball use. Good footy to start this one.
High bounce in the middle. Reeves a free kick. Wingy didn't like it.
Oh, isn't that good ruck craft?
Newcomb turned it over. Patton marks in defence for the Saints. Darshall, best qualified here.
It has been a source of frustration for a long time. I think on that occasion, if you don't actually make contact with the ball when you go that early, the free kick was there against Paddy Ryder, but it has been a confusing one start there. Well done, Ross. Sidestepped Howe. Here's Paddy Ryder. Reeves has got an issue here. Went back and might be front on contact. Paddy Ryder played that well.
Yeah, he gets it. Yep. Time back on.
Here's the ruck one.
Paddy, that's the line.
Paddy missed the ball, I get that, but on this occasion he faked it nicely, and Ned Reeves just a little bit of contact. What a heap there.
Pretty comfortable with this style of kick, normally Paddy Ryder, and that was as easy as you like. Goal for goal here at the MCG. Third lead change already in this game. Love the style, love the attacking footy. Love seeing Paddy Ryder fit.
With the ruck contest, does. Is it Paddy Ryder's fault that the other ruckman either collapses in the contest or gets out of the way? Isn't it just a good jump?
You make some good points there, Lingy, and I normally would agree wholeheartedly with you, but I think you have to touch the ball, in fairness.
Just a little fake. He knew or was aiming to draw some contact, did it? It was only minor contact from Ned Reeves, but enough to draw the free kick and a nice finish by Big Paddy.
This has all the early hallmarks of a very entertaining afternoon at the footy. Ross out of the middle, touch ball. You heard the umpire. Scrimshaw comes to meet it. He's got Butler for company. Defensive hand pass. Jaff. Dink kicks okay. Newcomb.
Stand! Play on!
Into the corridor. Here's the dangerous one. Frost was strong in the contest against McKenzie, but he overruns the ball. He's knocked off it. Hand pass comes out from Rowan Marshall to McKenzie, and now Butler will eat this for breakfast. Granger Barras the push, not enough to affect the kick. Back-to-back goals for the Saints. Well, the ball is zipping around at the MCG. It's a really fast-paced contest. You can see the intent to move the ball quickly into dangerous parts of the ground. It can result in the odd turnover. But it does make for highly entertaining football. And the Saints back out by 10 points.
All square, guys.
Just the joy of being a cheeky little small forward there. As soon as there's a turnover, Dan Butler was involved out on the wing here, near the boundary. As soon as he saw even half a chance of a turnover, he was bolting straight towards goal. That's clever play when you're a small forward.
High tackle, advantage.
And they are away. The Saints. Seb Ross going to drive it down right at Lodge. Got it.
Ben, you got a shot on goal.
It's just refreshing to see sides that want to get going and take a risk and play on. Read that really well, Paddy Ryder.
Lockett at one end, Dunstall at the other, and this would have a true 90s football feel the way it's being played.
I feel like we have wound the clock back here this afternoon, Nico, and this man can be a very damaging player. Struck it pretty well, a little bit of late fade. That's the Saints' first minor score.
And we've raved about Hawthorn's ability to bounce off half-back and be creative off half-back. The number one way to start making them worried and defend more and reactive a little bit is pumping that ball in time and time again, really quick from centre bounces. All defenders get nervous when it's coming in quick.
Morrison to a contest. Up they go. Underneath it, McKenzie. And pass to Gresham. Dangerous ball. Ross couldn't hang on. Slaps it out the back for the busy Sinclair. He's got a couple for company. Did well under the circumstances. Wood shoots it through the Saints. Getting ready to surge forward again. Ross, Patton. Not a great handball for Windhager. That is a nasty introduction to AFL football. He's a strong young lad, though.
It's not what you want, though, from a teammate, is it, Al? Over the top and get crunched.
Newcomb floats one through the corridor. It's a pretty awkward ball for Webster. Good forward pressure it was from Gunston. Now Jimmy Webster has to go back and find it.
Pushing the back. Advantage.
Sinclair is going to get going straight away. Membry, it's his trademark. A double-footed jump. He gets elevation and he got it on the second grab.
There's the free kick to Webster. Little push in the back and really clever by Jack Sinclair. Everybody else stopped, but you've got the option as the player. You can choose the advantage. And he took it and got it in quick to Membry. Good play.
3 times. This man here has been the Saints' leading goal kicker. He's 5-4 from set shots this year. And he makes no mistake. Enjoying his afternoon, Tim Membry.
Just getting a little concerning for the Hawks now. Starting to come in very quickly. I don't think that's going to stop the way they play. I think they're going to still take the game on, but maybe there needs to be a subtle momentum shift if they do win it. We're talking about just the awareness of Sinclair there. Free kick paid. Luke Bruce stops with it. He says, no, I'll keep going. I'm the one who can choose the advantage. It was the right time to take it because he knew his forward line would be in good positions. Got it to Membry, a nice finish.
Bounce has to be recalled. Favoured Marshall. Saints have kicked the last 3. A significant margin of the game. Reeves with his hands full. Wins it down here. Mitchell emerges for Hawthorn. Penetrating kick. Mitchell's not well placed, but he did well to force a contest. Sinclair knocked off it. Bruce, dangerous, dropped it. Umpire lets them play. He might have to intervene in a moment. Need a response here, Hawthorn, after a bright start to the match. Blood rule.
Yeah, you're right, Al. Just to settle them down a little bit. The way they play won't change. They'll keep taking the game on. They'll keep being aggressive off half-back. But the Saints, the last 6 or 7 minutes, have just found some really easy entries and easy passages of play and got it out to that 16-point lead. A goal here to Hawthorn. Important for the younger players in the team to settle them back down and give them belief in the way that they play.
Ailing with this quick break in play, the umpiring of the new rule around prior opportunity, and we're going to play free kicks. Have you seen that? Luke Bruce, was that knocked out of his hands on that occasion?
I thought that was knocked out without prior opportunity, so play on for me. I think that was a good call.
He's the captain of the Saints. Steele back to Crouch, floats it in the direction of Jath, who's very hard to compete with in that sort of position where he gets a fly at it. So capable athletically. Brilliant to watch. Gunston's going to launch again. A lot of numbers around it. Nash immediately tackled. Battle. Sinclair over the top as well.
Reeves just communicating with Luke Bruce here just before the ball up, if he can get his hands on it.
Sinclair's toe poke met by Hill. He runs into Newcomb. He's a strong tackler. No emerging from that. .14 tackles on debut. Jai Newcomb. Scrimshaw. Corralled. Give it to Giath if you can get it to him. He can't get a handle on it. Was that dragged in? Umpire says mine.
So at the moment, James Sicily's set up as the spare. One kick behind this play, just in case that St Kilda burst happens again. This is that goalkeeper type role to contain them a little bit.
Gresham confronted by Newcomb. It's tough in the clinches in there. Hawthorn free kick's been picked out, and no one more equipped in the heat than Tom Mitchell, who's made a career out of it. Back to Sicily, and you just see this style, both teams. They get moving as soon as possible. Connor Nash just cruises down and puts it in the direction of the big boys, Lewis and Reeves. Gunston, little party trick between his legs. Picked up, couldn't quite exit out of there was Josh Battle, and Hawks will reload deep in their forward 50. A couple of minutes until quarter time. They'd love to sneak one here.
St Kilda, hot contact, time back on.
He's doing a power work, Ned Reeves, but they're two formidable opponents, Marshall and Paddy Ryder. It's going to be a big day for the young man.
King the target, slapped away. Sicily should clean it up. Frost. Too much on that kick. Ward's got to work hard opposed to Leonard, who happily sees it over the boundary line.
Yeah, I worry about that, Darth. as the game progresses, the influence that Ryder and Marshall can have, just wearing him down. He'll get some relief in the ruck. We know that Nash might do it at times, but it's going to wear him down.
St Kilda wins 68% of its matches with those two playing. Gresham taken high.
St Kilda. By contact, St Kilda, go through.
Just 38.9% if one plays and 25% if neither plays. So
Play on, not 15.
they are a duo and a half. Lean it. Battle. St Kilda playing a bit of tempo football as the seconds tick down towards quarter time. It will be a long term. We've had 9 goals kicked in this first quarter. Gresham.
Rare slow play.
But this is mature, Das. This is good play. It's been such a high-paced quarter. It's a warm day. They're in control. They've played the best footy in this first term, and just knocking it around now, and you're still making Hawthorn work. They've got to run to defend and keep their formation set. It's good, clever play.
Eventually, Webster decides to pull the trigger down the line. Max King getting hands on the ball consistently now as Jath emerged with it. Nash with athleticism. Sinclair, well tackled. Ned Reeves did really well, the big man. Got down low. Little fend off from O'Meara. That'll be paid.
St Kilda. Take a stand.
There's a good example, thinking of that new rule in place.
Yep. Yep. Tried to fend. Even though it was pretty quick, still made the choice to fend and then tackled and didn't dispose of it correctly. Another good decision. I think they've umpired it pretty well this season, Das. So far.
Steele, possession number 8. Jaff picks it off. Could have raffled it with Day in the end. No surprise, he goes for a gallop and switches Howe in the sunshine. Had a short option, Morrison. Back towards the corridor, great smother on the kick. McKenzie was brilliant. Long and Butler combined. McKenzie again. Butler dangerous in the pocket. He's closed down by Sicily. Gets another go. Closed down by Morrison. That was brilliant. Thought it was 15. McKenzie tees off to the goal square. Jack. He is just about impenetrable. What a passage of play. And now the Hawks will slowly work it out of defence. Day to Impey. Well, that made for very good watching. The Saints with the last 3 goals of the term and a 16-point lead at quarter time.
The setup, like give it to CJ, give it to Jum and Hiddy. Let those guys run with it. Yep. And if you turn it over, at least the other guys can come back in and support.
Brad Hill's run on full display in that opening term. Here we go for the second quarter live on the MCG. We'll see you at half-time.
16-point lead. Well done, Reeves. Over the top, Crouch. Well tackled by Warple now. Ryder just surges it forward in front. Frost. He's got a big job today. Max King. Short one finds Jarman Impey.
I just wonder what the direction was from Sam Mitchell at quarter time. Do you look to play a little bit of momentum footy and just chip it around and just control it so that it takes a bit of that pace off the Saints? Or has he just encouraged them, don't worry about those last 3 goals. Go as fast as you possibly can every chance you get.
Oh, good hands, Ned Reeves. Well done. Stood underneath a big pack and he got it moving to Mitchell. Gunston slapped away from him. Luke Bruce so good in this front and centre situation. Gunston's follow-up tackle was effective.
That's what he needs to do to impose himself in the game, to have a few moments against 2 formidable opponents. Beautifully sharked by Windhager on debut. Scrimshaw, though, intervenes for Hawthorn. The switch is on to Howe. Sicily's running a support role here. If he wants to loop a hand pass, he might go longer to Hardwick. Hardwick holds it up. There's the next option. Eyes are darting all over the place. Sicily has made an instant impact on return for the Hawks this season. Now Scrimshaw. Low penetrating kicker. Beauty! And Reeves on the end of it. Couple of bright moments for him to start the second quarter.
Great kick by Scrimshaw, first of all, but that's what Reeves has to do as well. Ryder was getting back to be the spare for the big, long, high ball, but Reeves got himself into a dangerous part of that forward line and just a little half lead up, and the kick did the rest from Scrimshaw. Clever play from the big ruckman and a beautiful use from his teammate.
Kick it to me. Can he send it straight towards that banner? Yes, he can. That's a beautiful finish and a key early goal for the Hawks. Good to see all the Hawthorn players getting around Reeves. They'd be well aware of what he's up against today. If he can manage to break even or even close to against Ryder and Marshall, then that could go a long way towards Hawthorn winning this match. So a pack mark, a contested mark, and now a goal. That's what he wanted to start the second.
You see Paddy Ryder there. He's back there for the long high ball. He's not even paying that much attention to Reeves. That's a clever little lead. Just a point into the little bit of space, and a superb kick from Jack Scrimshaw made it work. That's what he has to do. Great job.
Yeah, big moments for Ned Reeves. He's now made Ryder think as well, so you'll have to pay more respect. Here they come again, the Hawks. Newcomb driving ball, perfect for Gunston. Well, we asked the question at the start of this quarter what we're going to see. I think it's going to be all-out attack.
I think you're right, Daz. The message from the coach, Sam Mitchell, is keep backing yourself, keep taking the game on. And gee, their ball use is nice too. That's a superb kick again inside forward 50.
Round one, Jack Gunston became the 99th player in VFL AFL history to kick 400 goals. He's generally a magnificent set shot kick. He's had a few issues so far this year. 8-5 coming into this afternoon. 4-5 from set shots.
Jimmy Webster. 2-on-2. King and Ryder. King hands to it, not quite the mark. Morrison did well. Out the back to Mitchell. Frost looking into the corridor, not sure he's the best option to pull the trigger on that kick, and wisely he goes to the pocket. Lewis crashed the pack. Patton punched towards the boundary line. Bodies are flying in here.
Yeah, that was brave by Patton. Also by Bruce, launching himself at the footy. Good call by you though, Al. Sam Frost there. He looked inside there and then really smartly realised what his limitations are, and the right kick long down the line.
Newcomb, Morrison and Butler. Butler waited for Morrison. Morrison got the hand pass away to Newcomb. Scrimshaw lost control, goes again. Towards the 50. Gunston wants body contact. Nash buffeted off it. Over it goes. Hawks fans wanted a free kick, but all legal, said the umpire. Looked fair enough. Battle just using his body to knock his opponent off the ball.
Unhappy the Irishman. It's a nice little response to this from the Hawks. Come out in the second term and got the game back on their own terms. In the early stages, Webster's floated that one wide and out of bounds on the full.
One foot on the line, please, Max. Stand.
Just seeing Ned Reeves is really making a point of pushing hard forward and not allowing that spare back there. And transfer direction to Jarman Impey. Short one finds very talented young player Connor McDonald in his first season. Back to Impey. Gets a one-on-one opportunity. Again does Gunston, and it's a bit on the back of, you can see Ryder being manned up there by Ned Reeves. So they've got their forward set up in the right shape at the moment here, the Hawks.
Winning the game in this second term at their end of the ground, but only the one goal to show for it. Ryder, Webster on his preferred left this time. Hugs the boundary line. Howe runs into Marshall. Hand pass straight to Ross. Membry. Ross spirals. Hardwick intercepts. King did not appreciate the delivery. Here's Frost. Ignores McDonald at left half back. He wants the southern side instead. Newcomb. He's got a runner going by as the Hawks look to build. Hardwick touched on the way through, gathered by Reeves. His hand pass. Hopeful, speculative, unproductive. Hill, Crouch, and now Wanganeen-Milera.
He crafts a nice little kick over the top to Bradley Hill. This is that running dangerous position Jimmy Bartell and Lee have been talking about from Hill. Touched off hands. Scrimshaw thought the mark was going to be paid, and then he dropped it cold. Mason Wood, the former Kangaroo aggressive, is going to get a certain goal. Saints get one back. Right against the flow of play, that is. They just surged the ball forward. Touch unlucky. Jack Scrimshaw didn't realise that the footy had been touched off hands, but he started season 2022 in fine form, Jade Gresham.
Only their second inside 50 this quarter. There it is, touched off the boot. It was really well umpired initially. The Scrimshaw had no idea, so that's why it wasn't paid for holding the ball and dropping the ball, but it didn't matter because it got out the back, and Jade Gresham, second goal for the afternoon, continuing his fine form this season.
So good to see him back playing footy again, Mitchell. A wobbler. McDonald knocked away by Patton. Coming to meet it. Ash's handball. Ward lost possession of it. Saints come away. Battle to Marshall. Hill. More run. And now King. Silver service. He's going to go to the pocket. It's not a good kick. Long. It's a terrific gather. Infield hand pass. Butler loves this scenario, but an out of character miss for the small forward.
Blake Hardwick now with the fullback kicking duties. He was runner-up to Tom Mitchell in the Peter Crimmins medal last year and in 2018, and he's coughed that one up. Seb Ross is eyeing off the memory lead, and that hurts.
He just does this so well, Tim Membry. He's always in the game, stays in the game, whether it's defensively, chasing, tackling, harassing, or he's got an awareness. The minute there was a turnover there, he got himself back into a position deep enough to give a little lead up. Work rate is very, very high. Terrific second forward for Max King up there.
And he gets his eye in his very accurate kick, Tim Membry. Nice balanced approach. Looked pretty good. Membry's got a couple. So for all the dominant play in that first period of this second term, it's the Saints who've kicked 2 goals to 1.
Hawthorn just unable to capitalise on that start to the quarter, Darcy, right? They had all the momentum, all the play, the territory, and only 1 goal to show.
He's a very happy man, Tim Membry. Hawthorn 6 inside 50s to 3 in this quarter as well. 12 more uses of the ball, but St Kilda extending its lead. Reeves. Bruce. Battle with him. Moore trying to get dangerous. Comes to the side to Bruce. Can he produce? He's done it time and time again, but he hits the post. Little moments. Hawks reaching a point in the contest where they need those moments to fall their way.
Over the top was Membry. Campbell came out to the first game of Windhager, who looks very comfortable at the level already. Butler. Granger Barras is a real competitor. Jath put a little move on. Butler was onto it. Back to Granger Barras. Frost did well in the end. Frosty, you get a bit of a nervous feel sometimes with a change of direction kick, but Frosty was all over it.
That's that moment where you're just so thankful one of your teammates has worked to the other side of the ground as a switch option. Frost was in a lot of trouble.
Nicely done, Lean. He's going to come back with interest here. Long. Front and centre, Butler as well. Long wanted the handball. He chips it over the top. Bradley Hills works superbly down. It's just an enormous amount of ground for one man to cover, and that's the reward.
Oh, it's the blueprint of Bradley Hill at his best, what we've seen so far in this game. Hard running forward, getting the ball in dangerous parts of the ground and arriving inside forward 50 to have a genuine impact and big chance to kick his second.
3 premierships as a Hawk. Now a Saint, he's got 2 goals. Looks very happy with life at the moment, Bradley Hill. Enjoying himself out there on a Sunday afternoon here at the MCG. It's so impressive live to see him just burn opponents off.
Just again from a turnover. Terrific work to create the pressure first of all. And then just simple forward craft work that's so important. Dan Butler getting the right spot, front and square, and Hill rewarded for his run.
O'Meara, Crouch on his hammer. Crouch now gets it, couldn't clear the area. Still creative.
Contact.
And got one over the shoulder.
High contact.
Saints will come forward again.
Yep, right back over there. Over your mark, thanks, Jack.
Possession number 9 for Steele.
Come back on. Stay with him, Jack.
There's a bit happening in the back
Josh
plate.
Battles just got forward and Hawthorn, oh, they've just now onto it.
Stand.
They were asleep then.
Cluttered forward line. Battle assesses. King might be the best target here. He goes in that direction from the side. King hands to it, no mark. A row for McKenzie, corralled by Ward. Off the hands of Hill. But from first 10 minutes or so of the term, Hawthorn having so much ball in their forward half. Now it has completely flipped the other way, and St Kilda is cashing in.
Ryder was trying to flick that one out the back. Long. He'll go hard at the footy all day. Newcombe. Crucial stage of this match for the Hawks. They need to resettle here. Howard plucked it.
That's nice, isn't it? Confidence.
This little one-hander. Able to go back, work his way around the mark. Sinclair, they're in the mode to just take everyone on. Windhager, the debutante's been impressive. It was an awkward attempt from McKenzie, and the smother was effective. So about the halfway mark of this second term.
Thanks, guys.
Hawks, have they got to change a gear, Lingy? They need an adjustment in their style.
Well, I think just subtly they need to. First of all, they're going to get their hands on the footy. They are -6 in contested ball. So obviously, clearly win it first. Maybe just for a couple of minutes, a little bit of tempo footy, because right now they're just bombing it straight back to a St Kilda defensive structure that's got it covered easily.
Battle. Effective kick into the middle for Howard. More run for the Saints. Patton hasn't hit Battle, but he's got more than enough time to collect. Sweep it out to the southern side.
And because of all this quality St Kilda play, they're probably sitting back a lot, Hawthorn now, just hoping on a rebound from half-back. But that just means that the Saints are going to dominate the territory battle and be able to have it living in their half of the ground. So right now, St Kilda have got the game totally on their terms. Hawthorn have got to be brave and push up a little bit.
Steele back to Howard. Howard through the corridor. Here comes King. Tremendous stuff in front. Day couldn't quite complete the mark. Fearsome tackle on Ryder.
Had a good piece of that.
Paddy. Yep, come on. Thanks, Jacob.
Almost rolled it off the head of Paddy Ryder.
Spills back into the hands of Ryder. There's a chance from there. Paddy's got 3 goals. The big ruckman. Such a dangerous player. In fact, he's got 2 goals, Paddy Ryder. Gave him a bonus one there, but he looks fit, doesn't he? You know that his skills are absolutely capable of kicking bags of goals, and well played from the big man.
He's just so strong and so smart. He didn't even win the hit out there. Maybe a little lucky where it landed in his lap, but he's always hunting around the footy, either to try and put the tackle on, follow up at ground level, get the ball, but class finish there. Really worrying signs right now.
It's a warning against St Kilda. Warning, 666. Throw it up here, guys. We're good.
Poor old Nash has got to give Reeves a chop out. Steele to Crouch. Day attacked it hard and used it pretty well. It was intercepted by Steele in the end, but Day was dumped. And Ryder, a bit of remonstration with him. As much as the Hawks want to fly the flag, they also need to maintain the free kick. Lewis comes out, can't mark. Good rove by O'Meara. Bruce was dropped by Moore. Now he's hemmed in, he's caught, he dropped it. O'Meara shovels it out. Long of the Saints, though, to Leanett, who goes long out to the Shane Warne stand side. Through the hands of King. Sicily there with him. Morrison lends support. Sicily, lovely blind turn. The kick is good too. Lewis can't complete the mark, but the Hawks are dangerous again. Moore, Lewis, Bruce.
This all came from the
Has
down
to
the
go
field.
through.
Right, a bump on Day. Just real whiplash to that head. Ooh, that hurts. Couldn't tell if he got him in the head or it was all chest.
Hawthorn, 50 metres.
50-metre penalty as it was getting a little heated in the middle. The Ryder scenario continued.
You retaliated and I saw the retaliation.
Ryder was copying it. The retaliator got caught, as happened so many times. And Bruce goes bang. It was a critical time. So Ryder let the emotions get the better of him there. St Kilda had the game on its terms and still does, but Hawthorn able to intervene in that run of 4 consecutive goals and break that St Kilda momentum.
So it was off the ball, Lingy, Paddy Ryder. They were going after him a bit up in that bump, and he just lost his cool, Paddy Ryder. Pushed over O'Meara, I think it was, and it's good leadership. Jack Steele went straight to him and said, hey, calm down.
It's really important stuff, that.
I need you back at your best. And Ryder charged at Reeves. It was an important goal for the Hawks. Paddy's had a fresh air swing at that one. Good tackle, Newcomb. Or maybe not so. Good intent to tackle. 14 tackles on debut. Tried Newcomb. Not afraid to get in amongst it. Webster off half-back. Beautifully done, Will Day. Such a great natural footballer, that young man. Reads the ball beautifully. The Saints' defence have combined beautifully. Handball set Crouch, a little bit of a task. Good enough to go back and get it. Looking for Marshall. Over the top came Frost. There's Day. Flicked it out. Scrimshaw. Impey. Jath and Dylan Moore. They've worked their way through this initial pressure, but it's Patton who's gone back and taken the mark.
It's just that kick that's hurting Hawthorn a bit at the moment. They're doing a lot of good work across half-back to win it back, getting some run, and then that kick is just going straight back to the St Kilda structure and getting pumped in again.
Patton to half forward, up they go. Wood got a piece of it. Butler front and centre, perfect roving. And the left foot kick as well. Steele. That's playing your role, being in the right position, being clean and being skillful enough to hit a target going inside 50. So Jack Steele, best and fairest of the last couple of years at the Saints. He's kicked 49 career goals, so look at number 50 here. And for the 5th of the term for St Kilda. They're on. Some performance this. $11 goals the Saints have kicked in 54 minutes of playing time. They're a freewheeling, high-scoring team, St Kilda, when they're on, and Hawthorn is bearing the brunt of it. Steele, in the customary fashion, comes to the bench.
Just a heap of Hawthorn players around that marking contest. They're getting good representation across half-back, because that's where they want to launch everything from, the Hawks. But as soon as the Saints win it back and they can get it past that line of Hawks defenders, there's plenty of space, and it was Jack Steele then. Just a nice little lead-up and set shot.
See the benefit of accurate kicking is an 11-2. The Saints are 6-1 from set shots. They have made the Hawks pay every single time. That is a genuine floater from Ross. Well taken, Mason Wood, and here they come again. Crouch to the goal square. Scrimshaw got back. Took a nice defensive mark. They are happy to release the handball quickly. Hardwick, superb effort. Hill on the smother. Hardwick now has to show some composure, which he does. Warple and Webster the one-on-one. Warple got his body in front.
Holding Webster.
Other way round.
Holding. St. Kilda, straight to him. Straight to him. Thank you.
Well, different angle, but the view looked a little different from here. Lenitz to Wanganeen-Milera. And he takes his time. And takes them on from 50 to the top of the goal square. Ryder and Wood. Now bringing it forward in waves at the moment. Those goals are being constantly peppered.
Gentlemen, Will Day had been checked out by the docs, all clear. They looked at the footage, just has a little bit of a graze under the chin, but he'll be back up and ready to go soon.
Thanks, Jimmy. Good news for the Hawks. Impey. There he is, Will Day, in the middle of Gunston and Harry Morrison. Really exciting young player for Hawthorn. Sicily. Wow, he's so charming into all sorts of trouble. Not much that Impey could do there, and Saints forward pressure was all over it.
Could have got one for too high, perhaps, but I clearly didn't see it. Just late there, but it was the handball from Sicily, you're right, Das. As soon as Impey got that, I was thinking, I don't want this. The pressure was coming.
Stand there. Stand.
Won a premiership with the Tigers in 2017 to Dan Butler. His coach will love that forward 50 tackle directly in front. Pops it straight through the middle, Dan Butler. Dan Butler kicks his second goal of the afternoon. Coaches love that sort of effort, don't they? The forward pressure, and that's his job. They'll know that if he brings that sort of heat to the game week in, week out, he's a very valuable player.
Just that forward handball, trying to get something going. And would have loved to have had it back. Knew straight away that he'd sold his teammate into trouble. Great pressure there by Dan Butler, and he gets the reward. There's a lot of Hawthorn players again just living at half-back and can't go anywhere at the moment under that Saints pressure.
Mitchell, under great pressure, did well to get it to O'Meara. He's kicking the Nash direction. Good pick up, Lewis. He's got no support. Straight to Ross. Sinclair, Webster to a one-on-one. Hill and Giath. Oh, Hill did all the work but dropped the mark. Now Giath on the counter to McDonald in the middle. O'Meara, Impey, high ball to full forward. Lewis couldn't impose. Howard got it to ground level. Wood back there. He wants the boundary line. He's disguised it well enough.
Has he out?
No, he hasn't. He fooled at least one person in the MCG, and it was me. So more to Impey.
Stand.
Being brushed off the previous blush as he kicks to a pack of Saints. Quite sure what the intention was there. Steele to bring St Kilda out of defence.
Well, the Saints are on to that one now, Al. That's where Reeves got the ball earlier on in this quarter. And there were 5 St Kilda players all read that kick pretty comfortably.
Scrimshaw came third man in as Max King got dealt with by Sicily. Spears it down the line. That's a really good ball for Mitch Lewis. Hasn't had a lot of great looks so far in this game, Mitch Lewis.
Mitch, that's your line.
22 goals, 8 last year.
15 seconds.
10 goals, 2 in the last 6 weeks of the season. So he's very capable. This will take his very best. Pretty good looking attempt. It was just to the left-hand side and through for a minor score.
Howard. Webster.
You saw at the end of the first quarter, Al, St Kilda go into a real just controlled kick mark phase, just happy to get to the break. See if they do it again this term.
The umpire gives Wilkie the hurry along. Jath nudged into the ball by a long underground hand pass created from Hardwick to Jath. Warple. Bruce took body contact. Sinclair's hand pass too sharp for Webster. Webster commits. Ross goes through. Wilkie hemmed in, but finds a way out. Marshall the target. Reeves knocked it away from him. Long and Hardwick battle. Frost, Steele, Frost fends, Impey. Problem here, Newcomb. Sinclair so committed but couldn't complete the mark. Hardwick to Howe. Chips it well. O'Meara dropped a sitter, but he's got enough time and composure to find Lewis. He'll get another opportunity. One that must be taken.
Yeah, well fought out by the Hawks there. A couple of times St Kilda nearly had control of the footy. Just got a hand in, were able to win it back again and now provide Mitch Lewis with another opportunity. A little bit closer in, on the other side of the ground from his last shot.
He's been very consistent with his goal kicking, contributing each week. 1 goal, 2 today. Misses 1-3.
Saw there Mitch Lewis goals in each of his last 19 games. It's the second longest streak currently in the AFL. In the first term, there's still time for a late score here in the first half. Ned Reeves, good hands. He's been impressive, Lingy.
He's kept fighting. He's smart with his body positioning.
About as big a challenge as it gets against these 2 Saints ruckmen. Warple. Got it, bends it. They need a late one here, the Hawks. He's missed.
3 consecutive behinds for Hawthorn in the dying stages of the second quarter when only goals will do. Wood. Patton. St Kilda with a very impressive turn. 6 goals in the first quarter, 6 goals in the second, and a significant lead. 37 points.
Productive quarter for St Kilda. 6 goals to Hawthorn's 2 that turn. The Saints lead by 37 points at the MCG. Beautiful day at the MCG. 26 degrees and sunny in Melbourne. Dermot Brereton, Eddie into the 4th term where Max King tends to kick his goals these days.
Exactly.
Let's head to the MCG for the 3rd quarter. We'll see you at 3/4 time.
It's a big part of our game as we get underway here in the second half of the MCG. Crouch. Clear possession, up to half forward, high floating ball. Scrimshaw backed himself in, got rid of Long. Tom Mitchell, he's just a specialist in that part of the game, isn't he? Incredible ability to find it at ground level. And then Reeves is going to have to stand strong again. And he's had a really good afternoon, Ned Reeves. Big challenge it is for him as Jath uses his speed and athleticism. Aside, Connor McDonald now. The Hawks try to go to work at ground level. First gamer. Couldn't quite gather it over the top. Mitchell, look at him again, just extracting it when no one else could get near the footy. Warpool to the goal square. Can they get an early goal here? The Hawks, Dylan Moore, track here. Newcomb off the ground, missed it.
And fellas, Will Day has been ruled out of the game and Finn McGuinness has been activated for the Hawks.
Jimmy, is that the concussion issue that we saw in the first half?
You'd imagine so. They did a lot of work on looking at the replays on the side. He seemed fine at first, but obviously something at half-time, and they've pulled him from the game.
Gee, that's going to beg the question, does Paddy Ryder have something to answer for if that was the reason for being subbed out with concussion?
Well, you elect to bump.
Yeah.
As fair as the bump looked, Patton went for a dash, but Hawks back in possession. Granger Barras, Sicily. It's a dangerous kick, but works out well. Morrison didn't complete the mark. Sinclair did just enough. Ross, and that's in the back. Battles free kick against Newcomb. And he moves it quickly to the dangerous Hill. Hill's kick is a howler. That is a rare negative moment on a good day. So here's the bump we're referring to. I think the AFL has made it clear if you choose to bump and the ramifications of that bumper that someone is suffering a head injury, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I think technically, Nico, you're going to be correct. I mean, it was almost apologetic, Paddy Ryder, the second at Atman. Not that ever will mean too much, but I don't think there was a lot of malice in it. Hawks driving into the Gunston direction. He got edged off the footy and battle came over the top. Saints defenders have been outstanding in this game so far. Sinclair received it from McKenzie. Scrimshaw got all over the top. King, don't argue on Frost from Long, and now Crouch farms a handball in the Jack Steele direction. Super clean, the Saints skipper. Back to Bradley Hill, who's been singing his praises right from the very start of this game. Ross. Composure to press pause and then go sideways to Webster. Oh, Jimmy's kicked a shocker. Almost a reverse spiral, and here comes CJ.
Loves to run and carry this time. He's found a likely option at half forward. Bruce will spin his opponent and goes to Lewis, who loves third quarters. Coming into this match, he kicked 6 of his 9 goals this season in third quarters.
And Hawthorn have had 9 out of the last 10 inside 50s, but only for 4 behinds, and they simply need to make the most of this one. It was great play by Jath to create, and Bruce knew he had the target out the back, and it was just trying to get the extra 50-metre penalty, but needs to go back and nail it.
1 goal, 3 in his pocket today. Can he give Hawthorn just a little momentum? No. That look of disappointment says it all. The 2 Mitchells.
Just sucks the energy out of a side, doesn't it, when you every part of the game right, and that's a bold kick to Ryder, almost a set play. That one you suspect. Hawks fans seen the replay and giving Paddy Ryder a bit of feedback. Here's Rowan Marshall. That's a real floater as well. Awkward one for all comers. Long managed to get access to it. Windhager, the first game, flicked it out. Bradley Hill did well to get possession back again. It's the Shea Bolton pocket down there that the centering kick, Max King. Might have lost a little bit of it in the sun. Membry off the ground's going to score. Hawks fans are saying touched. Let's have a listen.
What do you reckon? I believe it's a goal. Confirm it wasn't touched before crossing the goal line. Score review. Umpire's call is a goal. Please confirm it wasn't touched.
Review underway. Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball is touched by the left hand of the Hawthorn defender before crossing the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
Hawks defenders were pretty adamant that was the case, and I'm enjoying the Arcs' work. They're quick. They're getting us back into play as fast as possible.
Yep, well used there. I think Tim Membry knew it as well, that it was touched, but quick check, got the right decision.
Sicily. Reeves does well on Ryder. Newcomb pursues, paddles. Webster in the road for St Kilda to Wanganeen-Milera. He's popped it out on the full.
Hey, stay. Yep. On the line. That's it. Stand. Play on.
So this is the bump that'll be talked about. Now, to anyone's eye who enjoys the game of football, that looks like a fair bump. But under the legislation introduced by the AFL, do you think he'll be suspended, Lenny?
Well, if it's got him in the chin, the head, and he's gone off with concussion, then yes. They've just shown time and time again that will be suspended.
And do we just have to accept that, or?
I think we do, yeah. You're almost better off in that situation not bumping. Just making sure you do anything you can to not put pressure on, go at him, and then just simply don't bump because they will suspend you.
Sinclair farms it up in the outer side battle. Fumble, steal though, supporting Sinclair again. Crouch missed steal, but he's got just enough room. Crouch again involved. Holds it up, assesses. Kicks towards Marshall and King. King hands to it, no mark, along the road. Defensive hand pass, Marshall top of the 50. Squaring ball, Wanganeen-Milera. It has been the tale of the day. Hawthorn unable to take opportunities when it's had time inside forward 50. St Kilda's taken it down the other end.
And because of the way they attack Al off halfback, the defenders are all off their opponents when there is a turnover. So there's great opportunities for the Saints to find a free target, which they've done so well all game.
Wanganeen kicked his first goal for Essendon last week. Wanganeen-Milera for St Kilda, unable to kick his first here. So a rare blemish for the Saints today. 37 points is the lead.
Sure, Uncle Gavin will be watching on and enjoying the work of his nephew. His dad Terry played 30 games for the Saints as well. What a famous name it is. As Jimmy Webster competed well. Brent Crouch floats it back inside forward 50. And that is a good defensive mark from Hardwick. In the Impey direction. Crashing through. McKenzie's picked it up, and as he scored, just missed.
Just grazed the post. Well, another perfect opportunity for the Saints. They are pressing really hard on every little mistake the Hawks are making. Just a couple of key Hawks players cannot get into the game at all. James Warple, only the 5 disposals in the middle of the ground. Jack Gunston's only had the 2 touches for the game.
Gunston can't impose there either. Howard to Wilkie. It's about 4.5 metres. Umpire having none of that. Lean it. Wanganeen-Milera. Howe for company. Ryder is the short option. Hawks fans are to Paddy Ryder. Day subbed out of the game, I suspect with concussion.
And it must have been a bit of delayed concussion too, because he did stay on the ground and play for a little while after it. I think Jimmy mentioned that they just wanted to have a little look eventually, and then obviously took the half-time break to make that assessment.
Windhager towards King with 3 on him, brought it to ground level. Out come the Hawks through Hardwick and Newcomb. It's going to come back again though, Das. Lean it to battle, and now Sinclair.
So the Saints are really keen to keep that flow of play going. Gresham maybe a little too cute there, but his follow-up effort was really strong, and he's won it back. Steele's going to take that advantage to Membry, and it's devastating when they get moving forward. St Kilda, so hard to defend.
Oh, they are, and they take the advantage every single time. Hawthorn players need to be aware that if there's a free kick, don't stop, because the Saints aren't going to stop. They're taking the advantage and just going, and the forwards know that. Membry's always on the move, always providing a little lead up. There's Will Day on the bench for the Hawks, unfortunately subbed out of this game. What a talent he is.
The last 8 scores in this game have been behinds. Let's see what Tim Membry can do. No problems. He's got 3, Tim Membry. So Mitchell a little frustrated with what he's seeing out there at the moment. Howard takes a seat on the bench. The Saints have been incredibly impressive this afternoon.
St Kilda's ball movement has caused so many headaches for the Hawks. Hasn't always been perfect. That's not the perfect kick at all, but straight away following up. How good's that from Gresham? Made the mistake with the kick, nails the tackle, and then just straight away take the advantage. If you've got belief in the way you play, mistake doesn't matter.
Newcomb. Foot race. Leanett favoured by the bounce. Donald Kruld. Leanett, what a kick. Gresham off the outside of the boots. It's going to be a contest. Wood goes early. Post to McGuinness, the medical sub. Sinclair cleverly toe poked it back to Webster. Patton's in a bind. Bruce picked him off. Got a handball apparently. Hawks come forward. McGuinness into the pocket. The boundary throw in.
That's another one where you just don't want your teammate to handball it to you in that situation. No idea someone was coming from behind.
It was clever Luke Bruce there to not get into the back, turn the body and trap the footy inside forward 50 here for the Hawks. Understatement to say they need some goals quickly here to stay in the contest. Nash, look at Mitchell go to work. Always fighting hard to get it going.
Thanks, guys. Right.
Marshall with strength. Tom Mitchell again found a way to get it to Newcomb. This is Josh Ward. Couldn't quite get a handle on it, the young star. Finn McGuinness shrugged its tackle, got it back to Impey. Newcomb working in real pressure. Nice move from Newcomb. Juggled attempt from Mitch Lewis, couldn't complete the mark. Saints under some heat. They stand up. The boot of Wilkie Howe couldn't complete it, and now they'll get going here. They'll take some ground. Sinclair happy to go back inboard. Ross. They parted ways, but Butler refuses to do anything apart from keep moving forward. Sicily flicks it back to Hardwick. Long gives chase, and the Hawks are going to get through to Impey. Membry, though, crashed in. Nash. And now the defensive kick from Granger Brass is good.
Mitchell. He's got McGuinness running. It's an errant kick. Wood fell over. Opposite 32 away. McGuinness to O'Meara. And O'Meara says, I'm going back. I'm taking the responsibility.
Probably just, even though they've played so well, a little bit of frustration from Brett Ratton in the way that they were moving the ball down this side of the ground. I think Dan Butler went for the cute little banana kick and just made it difficult for his teammates behind him because it created the turnover, and then the Hawks were out and the Saints were scrambling all over the field and couldn't cover it.
26 minutes of playing time since the Hawks kicked a goal. It's not going to happen here off the boot of O'Meara, but maybe a Rove could construct something underneath the pack. Bruce burrowed. He couldn't get through. He was nabbed. High contact free kick. Luke Bruce will get the opportunity, and Wilkie, he's seen the humour in it all.
Luke, play him.
Drought broken, Hawthorn goal, still much to be done. Two goals for Bruce. It was a long time coming. He kicked Hawthorn's last goal at the 19-minute mark of the second quarter, the 15-minute mark of the third. He gets their sixth. So St Kilda in command of the game. It'll take something very special for Hawthorn to get back into it.
There's the high contact, but I reckon Callum Wilkie's suggesting that perhaps Luke Bruce has driven with the head there and made sure he stood up and then went down. Umpires are instructed not to pay those as free kicks. But perhaps just a little mistake there from the umpire.
Played a bit of rugby league as a kid, I'm told, Luke Bruce. It was almost
free kick.
searched the try line. So the warning had already been given to the Saints. Now the free kick. Jarmanippi, not his best kick. Socked in the end to Harry Morrison, picked it up, and Gunston's had a tough day. Bounced off his head.
Unrealistic attempt, St. Kilda. Unrealistic attempt.
Sure, Jack's going to be able to argue with that one too much. He was trying to take mark of the year, and he got a boot to it. Well, maybe he could mount an argument. That was his plan all along. Umpire not buying it.
Clearly just trying to volley it through for a goal. Goal of the year. We might have seen it last night at the MCG with the boot of Shea Bolton. Might have been top there if that went through. Wilkie brings the Saints out of defence to a 2-on-2. King in front of the pack. Takes the mark. In recent weeks, it's been the stage of the game where King gets heavily involved in proceedings. It's not his best kick. Back with the flight marshal, didn't take it unopposed in the end. He thought perhaps he would be. Jath fights hard. He's played a superb game, but Gresham won it out to Ross, tackled to King. He's knocked off it. Ward to Jath. Ross confronts him. Jath can't keep a handle on it. Marshall over it. Hit him in the back there against Mitchell. Steele sweeps it out. McKenzie, thumping kick. Wood's got a good look one-on-one. In the end, he waits and clears a path for King, who's in the go zone. It's the second half where he does his best work.
Oh, what about the work rate, though, from King? He was involved in this congested passage of play here. Got a little ham on there. You see him just leaving that contest. It's not a massive sprint, but just his early decision to leave and get involved in the next contest. No Hawthorn player went with him. That's really good play.
He's kicked one today to restore the 44-point lead. That beelined for the post the moment it left his boot. So 10 goals for the season and 1 goal today for King.
Should really left their rating in this quarter. Oh, that kick's going to be turned over immediately. Still read it straight off the boot, and so Mitchell's just getting an understanding of what it's like sitting there and not being able to do much about it.
No, can't control anything here from the coach's box. Experienced player Blake Hardwick. Look at Steele. Oh, he read that very early. He was hoping that Hardwick was going to try and pull the trigger on that one.
A player who's become 4 top 3 best and fairest finishes in the last 4 years. He won the best and fairest in 2020, and again last year. He's an outstanding captain. He's missed that one to the right. Just still slightly keeping the door ajar here.
Sicily goes as far as he can. Gunston to come up. Courage in front shown by Lenitz. Nash to Mitchell. Did well in tight confinement. Ward. And then McInnes turned it over. Windhager. Back to half forward. King's not a bad option. Sicily edged him out. Holding, says the umpire. Advantage paid. Membry couldn't complete the mark. Howe spun in the tackle. Got his hands free. Hardwick, Scrimshaw cuts a line. Another dangerous ball. Courage shown by Ward. Back with the flight. Jath plays on, finds Mitchell.
How good that from Josh Ward. Just his 4th AFL game. Knew the heat was coming, stood underneath it. That'll inspire his teammates. Saints have got all the answers, it appears, this afternoon. Although that one's coughed up. Mitchell got it back. Connor McDonald, another young gun. Over the top to Morrison. Mitch Lewis provides the lead. That's where the kick goes. And he got silver service on that occasion.
A good little passage there from the Hawks. Just strong. Here's that brilliant bravery. Wow. That would have hurt. Did not take his eyes off the footy. That's the reward they get. Another shot at goal. Has not had his kicking boots on today, though, Mitch Lewis.
Desperately need a major. And that's been a consistent result. 6-11 now, the Hawks.
You mentioned Josh Ward only his 4th game. That's how you win the respect of your teammates for a long, long time. You consistently put your body on the line like that.
He knew that that was coming there, young Josh Ward, who saw a lot of him as a junior league. He was an incredible junior player, and it looks as though he's taken to the big time with ease.
Leanett found memory on the way out of defence. Lining up in the corridor, Patton committed hard. Ross puts the burners on, runs away from Gunston, goes towards King. The kick doesn't favour him. Out of play it goes. Hawks have kicked 5 behinds from set shots today. Lewis responsible for 4 of those. Mackenzie getting ready to come back on, perhaps. Mitchell's getting to work at the coalface. Gave it straight away to Crouch, to Gresham. Gresham swivels, snaps, scores. Three goals for Gresham. What an impact he's having for St Kilda. Injury-free. And back to his very best. He is the missing piece, it seems, for the Saints. A ball winner. Good user. And a player who can get forward and wreak havoc on the scoreboard.
It's a phenomenal comeback by Jade Gresham. The snapped Achilles isn't something you're just guaranteed to come back from. And he's hit this season in brilliant form. Superb last week against the Richmond, against the Tigers. And now 3 goals already. Not as much of the footy, but it doesn't matter because he's such a high-impact player. 14 disposals, 3 goals. You take that every single time from Jade Gresham to this point.
Average 27 in the first 3 rounds coming in to this afternoon, and that's his 5th goal. So as Lee said, it's a fine return from a very tricky injury. Torn Achilles tendon. Saints couldn't be more impressive. Bradley Hill, what about the athleticism between those two? It's been joyful to watch them go head to head.
Here, guys.
So they're both appreciating it. So the Shane Warne stand wing here at the MCG. Magnificent afternoon
Hawthorn.
for football. Ed Reeves has won some fans today with his effort. Goes for a bit of a gallop and then launches a big long bomb. Can Lewis clunk one? Taken off it by Howard. Seb Ross tracking it.
They've had it down there enough today, the Hawks. 35 inside 50s to St Kilda's 30. Just that forward line hasn't looked anywhere near as effective as the Saints one.
Reeves, good punch towards the boundary. O'Meara sharks it and slots it. That's better. Well, again, Gus mentioned earlier that Reeves had impressed today, reaching over the top, putting the ball into a dangerous spot, and O'Meara swooping. So 2 goals apiece in this 3rd quarter. The Hawks are breaking even, but they're a long way back.
Just well read by O'Meara. Got goal side of his opponent. Fought for that position against Crouch. And the hit just ended up nicely to his advantage. Good finish.
Saints last week were 25 points down. 3/4 of the way through the 3rd, and they kicked all of the next 10 goals of the game and didn't get scored against at all against the Tigers. So we've seen some big performances already this year from margins not dissimilar to this. Can the Hawks get another late one here in the third term. Well played, Newcombe. Surged it forward. Awkward ball. Actually, McKenzie played it well. Flicks it out to Gresham. Now back to Webster. Jarman Impey with courage. And off hands out of bounds.
Impey, the 12 disposals on return today. Mitchell. McGuinness.
Just gets it every time. The way that's shaped up.
Warple took him on. He's had a miserable afternoon. And he might have been a bit lucky there.
Boundary line saved him, didn't it, Dale?
Thanks, Rowan, Ned.
Ferris going back to 2019, but he's not been able to replicate that year. Marshall down. O'Meara. Gresham. Newcombe farmed up by Steele. Windhager. Impey taps it. Jaff lurking at the back. Butler piles in over the top. Stoppage.
Marcus Windhager on debut. Powerfully built young man. He's shown some good signs.
He has, yeah. He's found a little bit of the footy, the 13 disposals, had a couple of tackles and just worked hard and getting used to the pace of the game
Hawthorn.
and the physicality of the game.
Straight to him.
He's certainly shown enough to look reasonably comfortable.
We kick to the big ruckman Reeves. He showed a bit of it to Bradley Hill. Bradley Hill's away. He finally pick it up. He can't believe it, Brad Hill. His eyes lit up. Oh, well done again. Sinclair and Max King can't believe his luck. All on his own and shares it with Hill. Maybe a bit of poetic justice for Bradley Hill.
There's about 20 metres gained there for 0 disposals for Bradley Hill, but he knew as soon as there was the turnover, he headed back to goal quickly too. The energy came back.
3 goals in the afternoon for Brad Hill. It's an equal career high for Bradley Hill, and I get the feeling his teammates, his coach, and all those around the footy department at the Saints are going to love this role that he's played today, Ling. You've been all over it. Damaging possessions forward half the ground.
Starting as half forward, working up the ground and then just beating his opponent back.
Brad Hill, one of 7 Indigenous players playing for St Kilda today. It's a club record. Fremantle holds the record, 8. When you think of the proportion of the population that is Indigenous, to have 30% in a football team, that's an extraordinary number. Contribution has been immense from some of them as well.
On the ball.
Wanganeen-Milera.
Hawthorn. Illegal disposal. Stand, play on.
Caught Morrison.
Play on, play on.
Newcombe told to go. Sinclair gets a hold of him. That was strength to release the ball. Wanganeen-Milera again for the Saints. Steele. Hill breaking. King's forward of the ball. If he can get it there, he's all alone. And now Ryder, maybe the final piece in the goal square, but King holds it up.
What a move it's been to have Bradley Hill play as that high half forward, working up the ground and beating him back, beating his opponent back. But it's so clever by Brett Ratton to let him do that with those attacking Hawthorn half backs. Knew there'd be plenty of chances. Hill has played the perfect role doing that.
Now, we saw Jack Rewald on the 3/4 time siren unleash a big barrel from similar range last night. King going for the drop punt. To really inflict the wound on the Hawks. Doesn't get a good piece of it. 3/4 time. The Saints turn for home with a commanding lead. 45 points over the Hawks. It's been a good day for the Saints, but a serious talking point to come out of it is going to be this incident. We've seen that Will Day has been concussed and subbed out of the game as a result of this bump. Now, to the naked eye, That looks like a bump, Cameron Ling, but under the rules the AFL has put in place around concussion and protecting the head, the onus is on the player that bumps.
That is correct, Al, and we've seen them suspended time and time again. Only question I want to pose a little bit is, was the whiplash of the head the cause of the concussion, or did he definitely get him on the chin? Maybe he did. I just couldn't quite tell from that if he definitely got him in the head or was something else.
8 centimetres taller, Paddy Ryder, than Will Day. So if you're his defence counsel, Nico, I think you may be trying to mount that case that it was a height mismatch, but I think you know the letter of the law pretty right, and that is if you elect to be in that position and a player cops a head knock, the rules will say that Paddy Ryder's in a bit of trouble there, we think.
Yeah, which is what the precedent says, that he's in trouble, because even if the whiplash has caused the concussion, Ryder's decision to bump is the reason for the whiplash. And I don't know, are you comfortable with that being a suspendable offence?
I've come full circle on this, Nick. I was someone that just thought that was ridiculous. Now we understand so much more about head knocks, and it's something that the AFL, fair enough, are treating incredibly seriously. So you just have to adapt and change, and we just can't afford to get high hits.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same, Das, and he had a choice to do something else there, Paddy Ryder. He didn't have to bump in that situation.
So that's a story that will play out in the aftermath of this match, a match that is headed for a very significant St Kilda victory unless Hawthorn can do something miraculous in the final quarter. Secondary ball up.
Thanks, Jack.
They've rolled Jack Gunston up the ground and now pushing back as a +1. Hasn't been able to get into the game as a forward. Going to get something started from half-back with him.
Sam Mitchell's made his way down to the bench. He wants a different perspective on things. Morrison, a strong tackle. So there's Gunston. A role he's played plenty of times before. Gresham. King can't get involved. Wood pursued it hard. Slapped forward cleverly by King. Butler. He goes back towards Long. Long tight near the boundary line. Wood comes in. Hand pass didn't hit a target. Lean it. There's McKenzie for support. Back to Sinclair. Sinclair has them lining up in the middle, but goes more direct and expertly. King.
Oh, that is a beautiful kick. Just took a little bit off the kick. He was winding up to launch it, I reckon, initially, and then just a little touch kick, which really gave the defender no chance at all. Beautiful ball use.
The Saints fans have anointed him as a future star of the competition. He is the king. .51 points this lead has blown out to. It's proving a seriously good day at the office for St Kilda, a side that dropped a first-round match to Collingwood. A bit of disappointment around that. A few questions asked. Did they have the list? Could they find a way into a meaningful position this season? They've turned it around beautifully in recent weeks.
Well, you mentioned that Sam Mitchell just shifting down to the bench now to do some coaching. I reckon that's just seeing, while his team's getting beaten and under the pump a little bit, who's communicating, who's showing some leadership, who's staying positive, who's put their head down and has checked out of the game, just so he can understand his team even better.
So Max King opens the scoring this final term. He had 4 goals and 6 marks in the last quarter last week. He might have his eye in again here as Jath spreads it in the direction of Mitch Lewis. Howard was able to massage him off the ball comfortably. Sinclair's had a good afternoon. Nice pick up from Steele. Worked a little 1-2 with Howard and then shapes down the line. Marshall. Manhandle, play on, look at him go. Butler, look out for Max King here. He's going to double back, I reckon, on a short lead. That's where it goes. His timing and connection with his teammates starting to become pretty impressive.
You're exactly right, Das. And when there's no pressure coming down the ground like there was then, you can put a few moves on here. King just gives that little point initially. takes his defender back towards goal, and then a little lead up. It's just good forward craft and good connection with his mids.
Almost the identical shot to a moment ago. Max King, he's going to bend it back. He's a last quarter specialist. Big Max has got 3. It's just such a great side, isn't it? See a 202-centimetre key forward, ridiculous athlete. It's just starting to feel like I've got this game covered at the moment. What a great side it is.
It's an impressive little understanding to start building with your teammates. Only 42 games into his career here, but as Max King was heading back towards goal, just a subtle little point into space, understanding from each of the players, knowing exactly where they wanted the ball to end up, but to ignore the first part of the leading pattern. Really clever.
From the middle of the ground, Reeves the tap down, O'Meara. And Steele for company. Steele rips it away. It spills to Ross. A tumble punt inside the 50. Marshall's down there. He palms it down. Wood on his left. Didn't get a good piece of that. King has now kicked 7 goals, 1 in last quarters this season. Next best is 4. So he just gets stronger as the game goes on, as they say. Big blokes don't get any smaller. Butler tackle, dragged down. He's caught. Leniency shown. Sicily clears. Morrison will get on the end of it.
Really clever kick that was from Sicily, and now Lewis goes back. Dougal Howard's got enough speed to get back. Well played from the defender. Well,
St.Kilda.
really well played. I thought he'd given away a free kick there, Dougal Howard. Mitch Lewis is perplexed.
Stand.
It's gone the other way, so it's all joy at the moment for the Saints. Marshall, Sicily is able to take care of him, and he floats one through the corridor. Nicely taken, Finn McGuinness, the activated medical sub. Jarman Impey. Lewis in good shape. Howard again. Timely defensive spoil. Taken by Bruce. Flicked it to McDonald, to Nash, to Finn McGuinness. Can he score from there? Just missed.
McGuinness, the medical sub who came on for the concussed Will Day. Mackenzie's had really good moments today. Membry's kicked 3. Worked tirelessly up and down the ground, as he always does, Tim Membry. 15 to Webster, back to Battle. Howard again might explore the southern side of the ground. No obvious option. Battle took half a step. Webster again.
And this is all possible because Hardwick just sitting back for the Hawks. Jarman Impey shifting across back as well as a spare. So happy to give St Kilda a couple of extra players around their halfback. They just chip it around, and now good use to King.
King really involved. That was high. No, holding the ball. Morrison caught Hill. Morrison into the middle. Impey holds onto it under the pressure of Wood and runs away.
Flicks it out in the Frost direction. Tried to burst through a tackle and then
the ball.
coughed it up.
No advantage. Come on. Stand. Play up.
Saints have been good in all facets of the game, but their pressure work has been really impressive. Long. What about Bradley Hill? Heads in the Max King direction. Marshall down there as well. Off hands. Membry is going to get the crumbs. Tim Membry's got it. 4 goals. And he will be loving life, Tim Membry. Suddenly he's getting the 3rd defender at times and able to play the crumbing role there. Saints fans, they'll be loving every bit of this. The emergence of Max King. Powerful looking forward line.
Just seeing the importance of different types of forwards working really well together. Marshall and King, the two talls there, but Membry's got that massive work rate, always leading, always offering up, but can also play as a smallish, medium-sized player too, with his pressure and harassing, and on that occasion crumbing. So the different types and different looks of that forward line really working well together.
Reeves favoured by the bounce. Mitchell to Ward, to half-forward Sinclair. He's got Ross free on the wing. Here comes the run again, and the best runner of all is on the end of it. Hill to Crouch, back to Hill. He's under pressure from Scrimshaw. Creative hand pass, Crouch. This is a procession. Membry. He's thinking about the possibilities here. Does he go back and have a ping for 5?
And what Membry does with his leading, and because he leads to really good positions and gets used, it means that his opponent can never drop off and help out with King or Marshall when they're back there.
3 goals was his previous best against Hawthorn. King, out he comes, no! Oh, from a moment that was very promising, it amounts to nothing.
He's ended up kicking that out of bounds in the full, but the gather off his toes is just scary, and they've copped it up long. Once again, it's the Saints who are one step ahead. Ben Long read it like a book. Casual as you like. It's all St Kilda. The 8-point lead, racked up 122 points, and such an enjoyable style of footy to watch.
Four goals now from Hawks turnovers inside their own back 50. And Ben Long just read that like a book. That's easy. And they've done it all day. They've pressed hard on them, created those turnovers. And what a performance.
When they get a run on, they're hard to stop. They've had 5-goal bursts or more in every game this season, including the 10 last week against Richmond. McGuinness committed himself. Scrimshaw under pressure from Butler. Dropped it. Crouch got him. Mitchell crashes in, did well to farm it out to Hardwick, to Scrimshaw. He's in a bind again. Hardwick goes again. Crouch latching on. They want every little piece of this, St Kilda. And Jeff needs a nap. He's seen enough. McGuinness again. Crouch again. Ward to Mitchell. Mitchell to Howe.
Takes a bit of territory here, Howe. What can Frosty do? That's normally the instructions, just to get it long down the line. Patton worked his man underneath it. So much to like about St Kilda in every area of the ground, including the first gamer. Windhager's had an impressive debut. Ross was front and centre. Mason Wood did it himself. Bradley Hill just continues to power run. Nice tackle, though, from Finn McGuinness. Howe involved. Here's Windhager. Look at him go, the youngster. Strong enough to dump Tom Mitchell, and he gets a bit of love from his teammates. Marcus Windhager, I feel pretty comfortable about his 14-possession debut.
Brett Ratton told us before the game, heading into the draft, there were issues with his back, and maybe he'd need surgery, maybe he wouldn't. A few question marks, but they've found since he's come to the club, he's just been outstanding with his training, with all his work, and so pleased to get the opportunity. He's taken it in this game.
Crouch, Steele, King. Ricochets off him, and a push in the back.
Advantage.
And Barras copped one. Mitchell, Impey. McDonald through the middle. He's got Nash running forward. Bruce can approach the 50 if he wants to. He goes long towards Lewis. And he holds the mark under the pressure of Webster. Lewis, who's had an errant day in front of goal, should go back and kick his second. He's got 1 goal, 5 to his name at the moment.
There were a couple of real gettable ones when Hawthorn was still well and truly in this game. It could have been a big day for him.
He finds the major opening. So Sam Mitchell down at ground level, continuing to encourage. Plenty of lessons to be taken from this. Just his 4th match in charge. Young group, continuing to educate. It's 2 goals, 5 for Mitch Lewis again. Positive is he's getting the opportunities.
He's able to open them up a little bit here, the Hawks. And Mitch Lewis has had one of those days where he could have finished the day having a real monster influence on a potential win. Instead, 2 goals, 5.
Get your head around that sign.
Not sure what that is, Daz.
I've got no idea. We might get Jimmy
some break dancing.
See if Jimmy can interpret that for us in a moment. It was beyond my comprehension as Bradley Hill continues to just glide up and down the wings here at the MCG. The Shane Warne stand side.
I don't want to get funky with my language here, but is that going to become a meme at some point? Lingy, you're hot on this.
I have no idea, Al. That was sort of your old school 80s boombox.
Wasn't it ever? Venice Beach style.
Jimmy Bartel, did you get a look at that down there, mate? What does that mean, please?
That's Lingy to sing the last song at Lambie's nightclub in Geelong, just to close it down, I reckon.
Beautiful.
Even the cassette job as well. Hill. Sicily used his body well. Scrimshaw.
Stay right out, please.
So Hawthorn get a reasonable break before Easter Monday and the Cats.
That was one of your party tricks, Lingy, they tell me. Is it a John Farnan number? That
I don't know what you're talking about, Daz.
You're the voice for Lingy.
Jimmy's just making stuff up, I think, down there.
We might just stick with Jimmy for a while, I think. See what else we can find out. Newcomb to Gunston. St.Kilda with Gold Coast at Marvel Stadium next Saturday afternoon. Wanganeen-Milera up, crashed the pack. Free kick in that contest. Moore, who started so brightly, kicked the opening 2 goals of the game, has faded out of it. Impey back with a flight steal, chopped the arms, but really could do little more. He got a good piece of the ball.
Hey, I bet you're from contact, right?
Just not worth the argument at this stage of the game, or at any stage of the game, really.
Saints just having a look at Jimmy Webster. He's sitting up on the bike and getting a bit of treatment, so we'll find out shortly whether they'll just use the sub with 8 minutes to go.
Thank you, Jimmy. Jarman Impey. Free kick paid for back with the flight. He was always there. 4 years at Port Adelaide. This is his 5th year as a Hawk. Great goal for Jarman Impey on offer. He's missed.
Sinclair to bring it back in. 6-6 Hawthorn from set shots today. There's the slightly blander version. 12-4 the Hawks from set shots. Sorry, the Saints from set shots, 12-4. They're just owning the ball, controlling the game. Wanganeen-Milera battle. Wood at halfback member's side, but he's going to go down the middle. That's downfield. Warple, who's had a frustrating day, has let it spill over there. Ross, King, riders deep if he wants to go in that direction with a one-on-one on Gunston.
He'd love it.
It goes there. Rider! Can't complete the mark. Ranger Barras in a bind. Gunston taken out of it. Wood too strong for him. Off to Long. Wants to give it off. Borks goes for goal and misses. He had multiple options there, so little was the pressure upon him. And that is really telling in terms of where Hawthorn is in the game at the moment.
You mentioned James Warple down the other end of the ground. Only the 5 disposals and averaging 19 touches so far this season in the other 3 games.
Jack Steele, he's got Max King. Listen to the Saints fans when Max King gets near the footy. They love every bit of it. The athleticism. Can he pick it up, the big man? Squeezes the handball back. Wanganeen-Milera puts a little party trick on. Underground handball to Gresham. Stepped around CJ. Gresham for goal number 4. What a day for the Saints. It's a Saints party at the MCG. And even Brett Ratton has just relaxed a little. Couldn't have had a better day, the Saints.
Oh, brilliant. All of their moves have worked. Gresham playing more forward half. Doesn't need to have the 30 touches like he had last week. 18 touches and 4 goals. Great return. The Saints up to 4th on the ladder. Bradley Hill, starting as a half forward, working up the ground, has had a massive impact. Kicked the 3 goals. Again, not relying on getting 25 junk touches. 18 superb touches today.
St Kilda's percentage coming in was 110.8, so that's a huge boost to over 131. And the Saints fans are loving every second of it.
6-6-6. We're going to throw it up. Yeah, good. Here we go.
It's really just continued on from last week when they were in raptures with the fight back against Richmond. Reeves has fought hard in the middle. Mitchell's caught one over the shoulder. Mitchell coming up for possession number 30. This is, strangely enough, the first time he's hit 30 possessions this season, something he's done routinely throughout his career. Patton at the back of the pack. Lienitz. Closed down, but Patton there to lend support. Sinclair. Nice evasion. Hill. And he's gone from whipping boy really to lauded with his performance. And a new role for the Saints, able to show his dynamic qualities, his flair more freely this season.
Josh Battle. Mason Wood, he was delisted from the North Melbourne Footy Club. Mason Wood, and has to be enjoying his second opportunity. Membry, King comes at him. Bradley Hill just continues to run without any sign of fatigue at all. Gresham's on fire down here. He's going to step around CJ. Chath goes back, beautifully done. Ryder in there. Gresham fights on. Finn McGuinness, dumping tackle, might be a free kick.
Go through, mate. Go through.
It's a hard one for McGuinness. He's so strong, Gresham. He's still trying to get those arms free. He had to continue with the tackle right at the very end, and unfortunately just fell on his back at the last moment. Now the way Gresham's going,
Up and down, yep, up and down.
you just put this one in the book, don't you? From the boundary.
Coming back from an Achilles tendon tear last year, as you said. He's got...
Block. Hawthorn, St Kilda free kick. Sorry, Hawthorn free kick. Yep, over there. Sam, it's a free kick over there. Best advantage.
Down here.
Stay there, JP.
I was off the ball. Come back on.
This is what happened. What do you make of that, Lingy?
Well,
it's just starting to unravel here at the MCG all of a sudden.
Downfield, Hawthorn free kick. Jarman. No, against Paddy. That's still hot.
All right, Jarman Impey. See if he can restore a little bit of convention to this.
well, I don't know about that second one, but the first one was ridiculous.
Ward to
Say that.
McGuinness. Sinclair wins it back for St Kilda to Patton. My hand to Howard. He sweeps it wide. They can raffle it. Wanganeen-Milera and Wilkie got in each other's road and then combined. Off to Lienitz. The last player to get on St Kilda's list to Sinclair. Steele. Looped it beautifully to Ross. Approaches the 50. King's in the pocket, but he goes in the Wood direction. Rises. Couldn't take it. Sicily to Morrison. Jath. Wood picked him off. Got him. Decision time. Insufficient intent to keep the ball in play, says the umpire. Butler to Long. So Long looking to make it 21 goals for St Kilda. He's kicked one. This has been such a high-quality performance from St Kilda. And he's not made the most of that. The only story of a negative note to come out of the day surrounds this incident. The decision of Paddy Ryder to bump Will Day, and Day's day came to an end with concussion. You can see the concern of Ryder, no malice involved whatsoever, but Michael Christian, the match review officer, all eyes will be on his determinations.
Oh, CJ didn't hear the footsteps of Butler. Brilliant run down from behind. Max King's out the back. He's going to get a gift here, Max. Listen to the Saints fans.
Well, they get to Dan Butler as well, his teammates. Big pats on the back for his chase down. Playing this game right out to the very end. Love that. Presents Max King with a great opportunity to kick his fourth.
It's become King Max already. Goal number 4 coming up. Third of the quarter. Take a bow, Max King. So, Lee, let's have a look at a bit of Max King from the start of today. Came into the game in red-hot form after 4 goals in the last quarter last week and started really well, didn't he?
He did. Work rate really high. He's got real confidence in his body now and his strength. His goal kicking's improving every single time we see him. He knows he's the main man. Clever little leads like that. That's where he got his opponent going back towards goal. Just a little lead up. And that last one was just a nice little gift over the top from a fantastic chase down tackle from Dan Butler.
Coming into this afternoon, he was the only player to have got 4 goals twice in the first 3 rounds, and he's done it again here in round 4.
Block, St Kilda. Don't kick, St Kilda.
Reeves has been pinged there after winning the tap. Ryder. King in front. Hill roves. Out to McKenzie, off to Gresham. Gresham to Hill. Hill runs to 40, goes for home, puts the perfect exclamation points on his performance and the performance of the Saints. Electric. Against his former side, a career-high 4 goals for Brad Hill. He was basically smiling from the first bounce today, and he's carried that through. Brett Ratten always had the faith in him, had to defend him time and time again when his output was questioned. He has repaid that faith in droves today. So commanding from St Kilda. The lead beyond 80 points. Force to be reckoned with, St Kilda.
But I'll throw in Brett Ratten's use of Bradley Hill. Yep. He's played him to his absolute strength today. Opened the game up, used his running power and his dynamic kicking. Great play.
It's a 7-goal to 1 quarter last week. They've got the Saints home over the Tigers. There's 7 goals to 1 here in the final term of the MCG. Newcomb fighting hard. He was putting a suplex.
Hawthorn, dangerous tackle.
From Paddy Ryder.
Careful, Paddy. Yep, straight to him.
Paddy's not
Stand.
happy. Pretty hard to argue that wasn't a free kick in the end. Newcomb spreads it out wide.
I think the interactions with the umpires are getting better and better too. Paddy Ryder was disappointed. He's in the heat of the moment and just speaks in a calm way to the umpire.
Couldn't agree with you more, Lingy. Mitch Lewis! Wow! That was incredible. Didn't have any right to be involved in that. So, Right, a free kick. Look at this grab from Mitch Lewis, like it catches Mick in one hand and then grabbed it in the other. Something for the highlight reel. Mitch Lewis deserves a goal. That's a pretty good effort. He's got 3 in the afternoon, Mitch Lewis, and some consolation in the end for the Hawks. They'll wanting to build a lot of their forward line around that man, and that's a great sign, isn't it, to launch at a footy like that and have the skill to take it.
Generate 8 shots at goal. What a mark, what body control. If you look at Ben Patton here, we show it again. I reckon after he's taken this mark, Patton, who was the one who had the hanger taken on him, just sits there smiling. How did you take that?
He knows he's on a poster. It's been the type of day where a moment like that, you take any win you can, any cause for positivity, a smile if you're a Hawthorn fan. St.Kilda has just about been complete in its performance. Brett Ratton, he's in a jovial mood as well. Ryder reaches over the top, O'Meara off to McDonald. Turns it over, you'd suspect Wilkie had the best read on that. The Saints are going to move to 3-1, laying a really good base in their season ahead of a clash against Gold Coast next Saturday afternoon at Marvel Stadium. Lienitz has looked at home in the red, white and black. Thumping kick out to the wing. Reeves and Ryder right of the spoil, front and centre. Sinclair, where were the Hawthorn jumpers? 2 Saints there at the full. Windhager to Miller or Wanganeen and back to Lienitz.
Play him! Very impressive, Jared Lienitz. Came across as a supplemental pick, delisted free agent effectively from Port Adelaide, and looks at home in defence here for the Saints. Like a real statement game this for the Saints, hasn't it? Really sending a message to the rest of the competition. Ryder's been strong. Patton's tackle just a little into the back.
15 years.
Someone suggesting that in 15 years they hadn't seen anything quite like that. Might have been a bit over the top. Not sure who was giving. There's the siren. Luke Bruce can have a shot after the game, but it's all about St Kilda. He slots it home, Bruce. St Kilda.
Big win for St Kilda at the MCG. 69 points the final margin, making it 3 straight wins for Brett Ratton's side. Dermot Bird and Eddie Betts. Forget St Kilda's round 1 loss. This team is humming.
I'm forward and all the forwards capitalised on it.
Reality check for the Hawks too. I mean, they got hunted today.
We'll talk about Hawthorn shortly, but let's celebrate this St Kilda win. I mean, Brad Hill, we just saw on screen then a career-high 4 goals today, including a beauty in the final term. We saw his running power on full display as well. Great day for Brad Hill.
It is, and he looks like he's playing in a new role. Normally he's on that wing half-back flank, and he was a high half forward there. And at times he played on CJ as well, and stopped his run. But for him to have, what did he have? He had 23 disposals, 4 goals. It was unbelievable.
But the thing he does when he plays as a winger, somebody plays on him. And look, the one thing Little Hilly doesn't like is body pressure. Now, if you can stay with him and put body pressure, good luck to you, a good runner. But if you play him off the back flank, he's got to mind somebody. And he doesn't like the one-on-one contests as well. Like, he's not a contested beast. But if you can allow him the running prowess as a high half forward, half the time, that back flanker that's playing on him is going to say, well, you can go up into the midfield, I'll catch you on the way back. They just don't. He runs so hard, he'll run to the other side of the ground. He just becomes a midfielder in the forward half of the ground.
And, you know, like you said, the opposition will want to generate that +1, and so they're probably happy for Hill to go up. But like you said, he's covering so much ground, he gets lost up there and then he can find his way forward.
Got the whole brotherhood there, Eddie. All the brothers there just chatting around.
It is like that on the field, you know, because we're all pretty close. And then once, you know, the game's over, you go up, you give a little high-five saying, how's the family going? How you going?
It's plenty of love.
You shouldn't have kicked 4 goals, Hilly. You killed us, you know.
That's a massive stat, though, isn't it? Their highest score in, what, nearly 6 years, St Kilda, 22 goals, 10.
Oh, they bombed it.
And that man, last quarter specialist he's becoming, isn't he? 3 goals in the final term, 4 all up today, kicked 4 in the final term last week. So it's probably something opponents are starting to become aware of when it comes to Max King.
Game was done and there was a couple of softies, but you still got to get them through the goals, don't you? I mean, there's a couple of short, easy lead-ups, and I reckon they were thinking, let's actually make something of Max here. Let's really give him more than perhaps, you know, might otherwise be. There was a couple of 15, 20-metre dad kicks to him. And why wouldn't you try and make him into something right now?
You mentioned it was a bit of a reality check for Hawthorn. How big of a reality check, Derm?
Well, there's 2 ways to look at this. I like the fact that at no stage did they stop trying to bite off those kicks on the 45, and they still got picked off in the very last quarter. And it kind of looks embarrassing when it's happening. But you don't learn unless you keep doing. And you can go into, you know, secure football by kick it down the line, make a scrap, slow play, retain the footy, but you don't learn out of it. And everybody knows how to do this. Hawthorn are an exciting team. They tried to play their exciting brand today from the first bounce. They got blown out of the water by a team which is switched on.
But they know that it works for them, because second half of last week versus Carlton, that's what they did. They continued to go for it. They messed up a few kicks, continued to go for it, and they got themselves back in the game.
And this team hunted that style of footy. I mean, someone like CJ Jett, he has been such a wonderful rebound defender. The Saints actually said, well, let's make sure if he gets the ball, he doesn't get a secondary play on the ball out going. We stop him in his tracks. We force him to handball over the top of us, kick over the top of us. We do not let him run downfield and receive more. And St Kilda hunted that aspect of Hawthorn's back line, left teasing distance for short kicks, picked it off, stopped the CJ, and St Kilda played that to a battle plan beautifully.
And we spoke about that last week too, because when CJ gets the ball in his hand, that's how he created the options, and that's how Hawthorn got back into the game. And you know, he only had 258 metres gained in this game, so that's pretty low for CJ.
Well, he's averaging around, you know, 500 to 600 per game. But what he does for the team is he brings the forwards into it by making play unfold.
Happy days for this St Kilda side, isn't it? I mean, yes, that round 1 loss to Collingwood we can just forget about now.
Just pack it away. It didn't happen.
Went over to Perth, got their first win in Perth over Fremantle in 10 years at the Optus Stadium there, came back, defeated Richmond by over 30 points last week, including kicking 10 unanswered goals, and have now slaughtered Hawthorn, 69 points the final margin. They next have Gold Coast, GWS, Port and Melbourne. So all of a sudden things are looking up for the Saints.
They are. Derm, you said before the game that they're not a top 4 side. Do you think that was a top 4 win in a sense?
You know what? St Kilda might be better. I said whoever wins this will probably, you know, in my mind, be ranked 7th or 8th. The loser probably slides to 9th or 10th. And funny enough, symbolically, Hawthorn slipped to 9th. Saints go into the 8th. This is a team which can, I think, go deeper than where they're sitting on the ladder now.
And it's fantastic to play like that on the MCG too, because they don't get many games on the MCG, St Kilda, and Hawthorn do, so it was fantastic the way they played.
Yep.
We just saw the leading disposal getters too. What about Jack Sinclair's start to the season? I mean, topped the disposal getters today, 35. He's been impressive.
Well, a little while ago, they were looking at him as, he's a lockdown small defender. You know, everyone's a midfielder when they're 18. They come to the club and you find a spot for them. He's a lockdown defender. He can run forward with the footy a little bit. But now they've trusted him. In round 1, when they got beaten by the Magpies, he came out of defence and went into the centre square. And for a little period of time, he gave them a different look in the square. And I reckon Rat said, this is something I can throw into the back of play, put him up on the half-back flank, say to him, push through the midfield on occasion and give us a different look in the centre square. And he's done that. And once again, I mean, the amount of times he got the errant kick coming out of Hawthorn's back line and he was sitting back, you know, in the true middle of the ground. just played it like a defensive midfielder. Yeah, he's a good player.
And then we go to the other side. So what do you think about Warple? Only 5 disposals. Jack Gunston, only 3 disposals.
Hands look bad for Jack Gunston today. Warple clearly didn't work hard enough. I'm wondering whether he's carrying an injury. Spent a lot of time out of the middle. Completely outplayed across the ground. The one area I would say stand up and take a bow, Ned Reeves. In the actual true ruck position, I reckon he beat Ryder and Marshall in rucking. Ryder was powerful around the ground, but Reeves was very good there. And they overpowered Hawthorn everywhere. Enough
about Hawthorn. It's all about St Kilda right now because they are celebrating a 69-point win over Hawthorn at the MCG. It means they are now 3-1 for the season. Let's listen to the song.